Hi guys, and welcome back to Chatting iOS. What we're going to go through today quickly is the connections, or what I call the connections, in your iPhone under the Settings tab. Connections being Wi-Fi, cellular data, Bluetooth, personal hotspots, all that sort of thing. So let's jump into it quickly. So please click on your Settings tab, and the first 7 icons that you see there are basically all the different connection options that you have with your iPhone. The first one is airplane mode. Airplane mode is exactly what it states. When you get onto an airplane, they always tell you to switch off your phone or put it onto airplane mode or whatever it is. Well, this is the button. What it does is it switches off any type of connections you have running. So for instance, if your Wi-Fi is on, your Bluetooth is on, your cell phone is connected to your carrier, it will all automatically be switched off. There will be no interaction with your phone to the internet, to your service provider. You won't be able to call, surf the internet, or anything like that. So that's basically airplane mode. The next is your Wi-Fi. If you click onto your Wi-Fi, you can see here that I'm connected to my router. I called my Wi-Fi, sorry, at my home happy-go-lucky. Over here I'll also see different Wi-Fi around me that's available. As you can see on the right hand side, there is a picture of a little lock. That means that I would need the password to get into that Wi-Fi. If I don't have the password, it's no use me even trying to link up to another Wi-Fi. Next to that, you will see the little Wi-Fi icon. As you can see, the one that I'm on is full. It has 3 bars. The ones underneath have 2 bars, which means that the strength to the one I have is a lot stronger, which means I'll have a better and faster connection. Okay, so that's your Wi-Fi. Let's go back. The next is Bluetooth. Bluetooth is a different type of connection. You use Bluetooth to connect to the speakers in your car, one of those mobile speakers that we have. Sorry about that. One of the mobile speakers that we have. It also connects up to earpieces. Basically what it does is it gives you another way of listening to your music or making a call and using an earpiece or a external mobile speaker, all that type of thing. Remember, Bluetooth will obviously, it's something that's comfortable, and if you're using an earpiece, it reduces the radiation that you actually receive. So to do that, you would connect onto Bluetooth. You would switch on your Bluetooth. A bunch of Bluetooth devices would pop up. You would connect to one of them, click on one of them to connect to one of them. Sometimes a passcode comes up. Sometimes you will have to put in a passcode on the actual Bluetooth device if it is like a computer or something like that. It's pretty simple. I've never really had any problems with Bluetooth. It is standard protocols out there that Apple uses. Okay, the next is cellular. Cellular is everything to do with your service provider. So if you're at AT&T, Verizon, Orange, Oxygen, all of these different cellular providers, over here is where you would define the different things to use. So for instance, the first one is cellular data. That is connecting to the internet through your service provider. Obviously you want to keep that on, and that is on as default. The next is your voice and data. This is the different types of connections, or the different types of technology that you would use to connect to your service provider. LTE being the fastest. So in other words, you would probably get the clearest voice and the fastest internet. 3G is a different one, and 2G, well, I don't think anyone really uses 2G anymore, which is also the slowest. Over here, you must remember that if you're using LTE, it does use more battery. So if you're a person that doesn't really need to use a lot of cellular data, it's not, you know, a major thing for you, then I would maybe suggest using 3G. LTE also for countries that they don't have LTE already out there running, then I would also use 3G, because LTE will try and connect to an LTE tower. If there isn't one there, it does use up a little bit more battery. To switch between them, you simply touch on 3G or touch on 2G, and that's it. You will connect to the 2G or 3G. The next is your data roaming. Data roaming is when you travel overseas and you would like to connect up to the internet. You would switch this on. Please be aware that if you do switch this on and you do travel overseas, your bill will be extravagant, to put it lightly. Traveling overseas, the different service providers will charge astronomical amounts to connect up to the internet on a per megabyte cost. So always before you leave, try and speak to your service provider to get a data package. It always works out to be a lot cheaper, or buy a SIM locally from wherever you're actually traveling to. The next is cellular data network. This cellular data network is all the different connections, sorry, not all the different connections, all the different configurations that you have to your specific service provider. This is something that you wouldn't really need to go into unless your service provider doesn't do it automatically. If they don't, if you find that you're having problems connecting to the internet, then sometimes this is where you would need to change the configuration. The next is personal hotspot. This is an unbelievable little feature. I love it and I use it all the time. This is where you turn your iPhone into a router as such, and you turn it into a Wi-Fi, we'd say a Wi-Fi access point. So if you're traveling with a laptop, you're sitting somewhere, you have no Wi-Fi connection on your laptop, you take your iPhone, turn on personal hotspot, put in the password. On your computer, you would connect to the name of your personal hotspot over here, and which is the name of your iPhone, just so you know, and bam, you would have internet through your iPhone. Again, remember here that some of the service providers disable this unless you have a package that specifically states that you can use a personal hotspot. As we go down, it just gives a little bit of information on call times and all that. What you can see now is using cellular data for. These are all the different apps that I would be able to use cellular data for. A lot of people, or not a lot of people, but some people prefer to switch some of these off as not to use up their data package. Because remember, every time you open, or every time if all of these are on, there's always interaction between these apps, even when they're closed to servers. In other words, they're always updating themselves. It might be a little bit of data, but all of these apps together make up a lot of data. If you seem to always go over your data package and you're using too much data, you might want to go into here, into this area, and switch off some of this. They will always connect up with Wi-Fi, so you wouldn't have to worry. If you do need something you know, urgently to use, you could just come into cellular data and turn it on for the specific app. Okay, that's really it for the cellular data. Let's go back into the settings. A personal hotspot we went over. This is just a quick switch on, switch off, not through cellular data. The next is VPN. A lot of the iPhones, just so you know, you might not see it on your iPhone. I have, and I use the VPN feature a lot when I'm traveling and I want to watch, for instance, Netflix. So if I'm in a country where there is no Netflix, I would use my VPN through my VPN provider, and I would be able to watch Netflix from no matter which country I travel to. There's a lot of other uses for the VPN. but I think I'll do a whole session on the VPN itself. The next is the carrier. Obviously, it is what it is. Default is on automatic. Don't change this. If you change it, what happens is it goes to manual, and then an entire list of all the different service providers will show up. No real need for using this, not that I know of. So that's it for all the connections, guys. I hope you understand it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me some feedback, and thanks a million for listening. Cheerio, guys.